What is happening, everybody? John with Action-Flix.com coming at you on this Wednesday, February 14th. Yes, it is Valentine's Day, but I am anti-Valentine's Day this year, and who knows for how long. So I could care less. So it's Wednesday. My shoulder hurts. I'm laid up. So I'm talking action. So I'm live today. It is roughly around 11:30 Central Time, 12:30 Eastern Time. And we have had a lot of stuff happening today. Oh my gosh. Well, where to start? So, first of all, we just got the official confirmation of the cast for Marvel Studios' The Fantastic Four, which not bad. Some things we already knew. Well, most of it was pretty much rumored for a while now, so it was pretty much just confirmed. We also have just recently received the second trailer for Godzilla Kong: The Lost Empire, which again showed a lot of similar stuff to the first trailer, which was fine, and showed some new stuff. Again, it's showing stuff, but hopefully, like we don't have a lot of stuff that is we're not blown of all the surprises. All right, so let's get started. We are tacking up. There you go. There's Schwarzenegger. He's getting ready. We're getting ready. I'm doing my stretches. You got it. We're coming in hot. That's right. There's Mr. Statham himself. All right, so let's get started. First of all, before we talk about the Fantastic Four and Marvel Studios and Godzilla Kong, I am going to introduce you guys to the brand new and improved actionflix.com. Yes. So if you've been looking at my website for a few weeks now, there have been a lot of changes going on. So before last year, it looked one way. Then at the beginning of this year, I changed it another way. Then a few weeks ago ish, I changed it again. And then this week, I changed it one more time. Well, I know it's not good to keep changing your website because everybody's like, you're going to lose your identity and stuff like that. But you know what? I'm trying to improve it. I'm trying to make it better. And I'm trying to make it look like it belongs on the internet with all these other great sites and everything. So yes, so I'm going to introduce you guys to the brand new and improved actionflix.com. There it is. Yes. So let's talk about it. As you can see, I like the banner with the previous one. I had major issues with. It was red. It was kind of ugly looking. Wasn't really. There was a lot of filler, and I was like, ugh, I cringed every time I saw it. I got the logo, as you can see, actionflix.com. I got the tagline underneath: the ultimate destination for fans of action cinema and television. This I like over here on the right, as you can see. It's a ticker with images about all the latest posts that are now up on Action-Flix. Confirms the cast of Fantastic Four, retro posters for Roadhouse. And of course, once I shared this yesterday, everybody came out of the woodwork and was like, fuck it. We had the new trailer for Damsel, which I'm kind of excited about. Millie Bobby Brown, who isn't in the new Godzilla Kong movie, but she's kicking ass in it. Oh yeah, Sony finds the next Karate Kid in Ben Wang. Who's Ben Wang? Well, American-born Chinese. So he's going to be the new Karate Kid. So we'll talk a little bit about that. And of course, Titans unite and collide in the crowd-pleasing newest trailer for Godzilla Kong: The Lost Empire. Is that Godzilla times Kong or Godzilla X Kong? What do we call it? I just say Godzilla Kong. Whatever. So then as we scroll down, as you can see, you got the menu here. So I got the house logo, which takes you back to the front page. About Us, which when you click on, it gives us all the information about my history with actionflix.com. Contact if you want to throw me a line, or when we do our contest. And I'll be actually having some more Blu-ray contests popping up here in the near future. So that reminds me, you're going to want to hit that and send me some emails to enter those. I got Intel, which is all the latest news, trailers, exclusive interviews, reviews, home releases, and of course, Action Fix podcast. Now, here's what is really cool, as you can see. This is the main page. And this is the top of the main page. So as you can see, we got incoming and the line of fire. So I love the breaking news up top. As you can see, it's bright and red. I like the little flashing lines there. And of course, you can see the titles popping up too there. Then you got the middle screen where it flashes the latest news from actionflix.com. So as you can see, Damsel with Millie Bobby Brown, the Karate Kid and Ben Wang, the new Godzilla trailer, the Fantastic Four announcement. Now, as you can see over here on the right, as those keep flashing, I have the Action Fix podcast. So if you click on this, This is going to give you all the latest episodes of the Action-Flix podcast. And then I also have exclusive interviews if you click on that. So that's that right there. Now we scroll down a little bit more and we have another section. Here you will find Essential Adkins. So yes, Essential Adkins is something I started a few years ago where it's just news about action superstar Scott Adkins. So anything that involves Scott Adkins, as you can see as it's flashing, that has to do with the action phenom himself, you will find in Essential Adkins. So that's scrolling right there. As you can see the news, the latest news with him doing Diablo with Marcos of War, Skyline Warpath with Eco US, all that good stuff. Over here on the right, you can see latest trailers. So all the articles for latest trailers all in one spot. And these can change. I can change all this. Like these two right here, of course, I can change, you know, so one day you might click on and this might now be home releases or Action Rewind or something. So that's what I got right now. So that's looking pretty cool. Then I got a whole blog for, again, my exclusive interviews. So if you want to view them all, you click on that and it takes you to all of them. And then these are the latest ones I've done. And of course, I apologize. Besides my Chan Michael Collins interview I did last week, I have not done an interview in almost over a year. Well, no, not really. 6 months, 7 months, give or take. Like I said, I moved to Panama City and then my life fell apart and I'm slowly picking myself back up and shaking the dust off and brushing myself back up. And which is hard to do because now I'm laid up from work because my shoulder is DOA. Good news is I get my MRI next week. They finally called me back for my MRI. So woohoo, I get to spend money on that and have them tell me how screwed up my shoulder is again. But enough of that. Then as you scroll down more, you got on the left side, these are all the latest articles. You got the icons for all my social media and of course, all the categories. So if you keep scrolling, it just and then I also added some videos from my YouTube channel, trailers, interviews, the latest episodes of the Action-Flix podcast. And then I added my exclusive interviews with Action Cinema's biggest stars from my audio podcast. So you can see on the left, you got all the latest articles. And then now on the right, you got all, look at this. This is like a who's who that I've talked to. Are you freaking kidding me right now? I got Dolph Lundgren. Scott Adkins is on there like 18 times. No, not 18, but a lot. Michael Jai White. Mark Dacascos, Marcos of War, Chael Sonnen, who is an MMA superstar turned actor, Sarah Chang, who was in Accident Man 2, Brian Thompson. We all know Brian Thompson. Good Lord, he was in Cobra. Michael Ironside. It was a delight to talk to him. Marshall Teague, which was kind of cool that I talked to him because he was Jimmy Reno in the original Roadhouse. And we actually talked about him doing that movie and fighting Patrick Swayze in the what is now considered one of the greatest Western fight sequences of all time. We got Daniel Bernhardt I talked to for the first time when he was promoting Hell Hath No Fury, Dominique Vandenberg, Paul Sloan, and Chan Michael Collins. And of course, Stu Bennett I interviewed for I Am Vengeance, the action movies that he did. So yeah, so a lot of good stuff. Then at the very bottom, I got the newest reviews. So yeah, so, and then you got this right here. You click it and it goes all the way back up to the top. So there you go. There is the brand new Action-Flix.com. So I also like when you click on an article, as you can see here, and I like that too. Do you see how it does that? It's like an intro. It like the line comes. I like that too. So I like how you scroll up and you see the main image and then the tagline, which of course is kind of hard to see with the brightness of the sun in this picture, but that's besides the point. So here we go. We got the trailer for Godzilla Kong. So let's break this bad boy up. I have not watched it yet. I did the article ahead of time and I just posted the trailer. I put it in, I embedded it, and I clicked it and I sent it live and I have not watched it. So let's check this bad boy out.
For centuries, there was harmony. The Titans were the guardians of nature, and the great apes became the protectors of humanity. We've discovered a signal. She can feel it. Kong Godzilla, they can feel it too.
Kong's living like a Christmas tree.
Something
the whole
is
time. I love it.
coming. Something even they're afraid of. You feel like going for a ride?
Thought you'd never ask. Just try not to swallow your tongue.
What? Oh my God!
Yes, we have baby
He's got a
Kong.
mini Kong.
Oh my God.
That's not just a signal. That's a call for war.
We got a lot of pissed off gorillas.
What is that?
Darky.
Kong can't stop this on his own.
He won't be alone.
This is iconic right here. We're gonna be watching this scene forever. This is fucking awesome right here. How do you not love that? He's fucking running.
The last time those two met up, it was almost the end of Kong.
They don't have to like each other. They just have to work together.
Now I have seen everything.
Look at that.
We've made some minor augmentations.
Oh,
I like this, the whip that the spinal cord. That's iconic right there too. Gotta love it. My 9-year-old is screaming inside of me right now. Holy cow. That is just freaking awesome. How can you not get excited for that? So there is the new trailer for Godzilla Kong, The Last Empire. And we got Wolverine 626 checking in with us. So they brought back the annoying podcaster from the last movie. Yes, they did. Brian Tyree Henry. Yes, they did. I thought he was kind of funny in the last one. I mean, what did it? I mean, here's the thing. Godzilla -1 couldn't have come out at a better time. And I put this in my article for Godzilla Kong. Like, that movie came out a few months ago and totally like made Godzilla popular again. Not just with us, not just with geeky fanboys like myself that have been watching him since the 1970s. But it was a good movie. And Godzilla -1 did something that most Godzilla movies have failed to do, and that's make you care about the human beings. How many times have you watched a Godzilla movie and you'll be like, get the frick off my screen, let me just see the kaiju, and let me just see them fighting each other. Well, in this movie, you freaking cared about the humans, and you were just as invested in them. And then when Godzilla came on, he was badass, evil, and he was like the most horrific looking Godzilla ever. So that couldn't have come out at a better time. And that's going to roll. The success of that movie is going to roll right into Godzilla Kong, The Lost Empire. And I think it's going to make that do even bigger, badder business at the box office. And Wolverine says it's Terminator scoping somebody out. So, yeah. So super cool on that front. How can you not get excited about that? I mean, seriously. How can you not get excited? Because I'm excited. Are you excited? I mean, I am. I'm so excited that I can't contain my enthusiasm, because like I said, I've been a fan since frick. Let me see. All right. So I'm 51. I was born in 72. Let's see. When did I start watching movies? So 72. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 1976, or December 1976, I turned 4. So I was 4 when Star Wars came out, and Superman and everything. So probably like 5 years old, maybe 6 tops, that I've been watching Godzilla movies. So, and I said in my post for Godzilla Kong, the new trailer, that besides Godzilla -1 and the original Godzilla movie, the black and white version, not the one with, Ray, not the one where, they Americanized it, but the original Japanese version Godzilla. I think the MonsterVerse is my favorite movie. I mean, I'm digging it. I love the original Godzilla. You know, a lot of people complained that he wasn't in it that much, but that's fine. Neither was Godzilla -1. He was in it as much as he needed to be. And then, of course, we had Godzilla King of the Monsters, which was kind of more of a mess of a movie, but still enjoyable as a kaiju fan. And then, of course, we had Godzilla versus Kong, which was a fanboy's wet dream come true because you had they fixed the problems and they were like, listen, we're going to have Godzilla and Kong in the same movie and we're going to give you what you want. And that's exactly what they did. And they gave them not only fighting each other, but then they came together and united against Mechagodzilla, which was awesome. And then the show of respect at the end. And now we see them teaming up again. So let's talk about some other stuff. So here we go. We're going back to Action-Flix.com. I'm going to promote my website big time. So let's talk Fantastic Forecasting. Look at, I love this. How you guys like that part? So as I scroll up, we got Pedro Pascal as Reed Richards, also known as Mr. Fantastic. We got Vanessa Kirby as Sue Storm, also known as the Invisible Woman. Joseph Quinn, who I am not familiar with. I'm sorry. He's Johnny Storm, also known as the Human Torch. And then we got Eben Moss-Bachrach, who's Ben Grimm. He, best known to me, was Micro in the Punisher series, the first season of the Punisher series. So, yeah, so they've been officially announced. Not bad. I kind of thought that John Krasinski could have kept going with the as Reed Richards, Mr. Fantastic. You know, he played them. He played the role in Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. So, yeah, so there's my article for the Fantastic Four, and you got the entire cast. So, I mean, am I excited? Yeah. Okay. I mean, I sure. I think so. All right, he's talking up a storm here. All right, so we got Wolverine. Wolverine says it wasn't so much how little Godzilla was used, but how he was used, cutting away from action. Yes, good point. Thank you. You deepen the impact of my point. Yes. So yeah, Godzilla's like Jaws. You know, Godzilla's like Jaws. You know, you don't see like in the original Jaws movie, you didn't see him like that much, but when you did, it was scary as shit. So yeah, so again, so he also says the MonsterVerse has a lot of cast turnover. It's a tad annoying. I don't care. Like I said, I can like with the MonsterVerse movies. Unfortunately, you know, I don't care about the humans. It's just all about showing up for the monsters, the kaiju, and of course Kong and everything. So what are you gonna do on that respect? So yeah, so I'm excited. Nobody can take my excitement away from me. Nobody can complain or bitch and say, oh, you know, this or that. You know, I don't care. You know, it's like I'm excited. Now let's talk about the elephant in the room because it's a huge one. Let me get it up here. I'm so excited to talk about this movie. I love my job sometimes. There we go. Yeah, baby. New retro 80s character posters for Roadhouse pays homage to the original and teases the climactic showdown. I love when these type of movies are made and come out because you got two types of people. And I was one of them at first. When the Roadhouse remake or reimagining, if you will, was first announced, I was not a fan. I was like, why? Nope. I mean, Patrick Swayze, my God. But here's the thing. You can love the original. You can be a fan of the original. It's cult classic. It's iconic. It's Patrick Swayze. But you can still watch the new one and like it. It's okay. It's like liking Batman and the Punisher. You don't have to just choose one. Or Marvel and DC. You don't have to just choose one. You can love the original. I saw the original in the movie theater, so don't come at me with, you know, I disrespect the original by watching this one. And if I give it a good review, it's not disrespectful. I am not disrespecting the original with Patrick Swayze and Sam Elliott by saying, hey, I like this one. I'm allowed to like this one if I do. It's my opinion, you know, but don't tell me that I'm not a fan or, you know, I should turn in my action card because I like the remake of Roadhouse. I haven't seen it yet, but I like the trailer. I love the trailer. I thought it was fun. I like what Gyllenhaal's doing with it. I love Conor McGregor. I mean, he's like Jimmy Reno on steroids. I love the fact that they infused MMA style fight choreography into it because that gives it a different flavor right there. So I'm liking what they did with it. Now, my only complaint so far with the Roadhouse remake is that it's not coming to theaters. And then Wolverine brings up a good point that somebody pointed out something interesting about the Roadhouse remake, individual character posters, something only theatrical features have used in marketing. Yes. So I thought that as well. So here are the character posters. So we got Jake Gyllenhaal. We got Conor McGregor. Now, here's the thing I also pointed out. So this poster with Jake sort of pays homage to the Roadhouse poster with Patrick Swayze. You know, a little bit. You know, it's iconic. So yeah, so you got that, and at the same time, you got Conor McGregor. You know, sporting the shades. You know, he's just a bad mofo. You know, what are you gonna do? So you're allowed. You know, everybody. I think fans or guys like me think that like it's your job to chastise these movies. Now, yes, there's remakes that have been made that I've watched and been like, there's no reason why this movie should have been made. You know, like I'm gonna sue me. I liked RoboCop, the one with Michael Keaton. Now, I don't have to turn in my action card. The one with Peter Weller, directed by Paul Verhoeven, is a freaking epic cult classic legendary movie of all time. But I liked the newer one for whatever reasons. I mean, I thought Joel Kinnaman did an okay job with it, and it was a decent action movie. I mean, do I watch it more than the original? No, but I still have it. I mean, I still enjoyed it. So sue me. You know what? I don't care. That's what I say. So enough of that. So now my other issue with the Roadhouse remake is all these people. All right, so we got Daniela Melchior, who's kind of like the hot property right now. She was in the Suicide Squad, and then she was in Fast 10. You know, she plays the love interest for Jake Gyllenhaal's Dalton this time. You know, she plays the doctor. You know, like all doctors should look like that. You know, then we have Jessica Williams, who, okay. We got Billy Magnuson, who plays like the role of, you know, the corporate asshole, you know, like from the original one. Like, you know, I could care less. Lucas Gage, yeah, okay. Austin Post, also known as Post Malone, duh. And then we got Darren Barnett. Who cares? Like I said, that's the only thing. If I had to have super issues with the Roadhouse remake, it's like Gyllenhaal and McGregor, and then it's like, who cares? It's like, now I can watch them and they can kind of, you know, change my mind and everything, but it's like I don't care about the supporting cast, and I've been animated about that since day uno. So yeah, so I could really care less about the cast of Roadhouse besides Gyllenhaal and McGregor. So that's the other thing too. So yeah, so one, it's not being shown in the movie theaters, but I guess that's okay because I get to save 20-25 bucks, you know, and I can microwave my popcorn and sit in front of my big screen TV and watch it. So I mean, that's good in a way, you know, because I'm on a budget right now. So it's like, hey, you know, what are you gonna do? It's like so it is what it is. Like I said, you know, you got those diehard fans who, you know, you're gonna watch it. You're gonna watch it. Don't say you're not gonna watch it, and then you're gonna watch it. You're gonna watch the movie, and then you're probably gonna, you know, come at me and everything. I don't really care. Like, you know, I might not like it. I don't think I will hate it, but like I said, I'm allowed to like remakes, and at the same time, like, you know, I'm a fan. Like I said, there's nothing will ever beat the original in terms of, you know, it's the original. It's iconic. Like I said, how many times can I say the word iconic with this one? All right. So what is he saying now? So he says the Gyllenhaal poster, he's pondering. The McGregor poster, he's trying to look cool. The Swayze poster, he says, I'm going to kick your ass. Okay, what's wrong with Gyllenhaal's poster? He's got cuts, he's bruised, he's saying, I still think he's looking badass. And McGregor, say that to his face. Okay, that's all I got to say. But if you hate McGregor or not, the guy's a dangerous motherfucker. Okay, so it's like that's all I got to say about that. But I mean, I'm gonna. Hey, it's my opinion too. It's your opinion. It's my opinion. That's why I love to do this, and I love that you're talking because usually I'm just talking to myself. But I like the poster, Gyllenhaal's poster, McGregor's poster. Everybody else's, you could light a match to it, so I don't really care. So yeah, so that's a pretty big red flag when you don't care about anybody else in the movie. But you know, like I said, I've seen movies before where I didn't know who anybody was in the movie, and I loved it. So. You know, what are you going to do on that? All right. So enough about that because my blood pressure is going up and, you know, I need to calm down a little bit. All right. So here we go. Let's talk about this. This was interesting. This came out last 2 days ago. So we got Sony confirms the next Karate Kid as American-born Chinese, what's that called? American-born Chinese? Yeah. Actor Ben Wang. Sorry, I never saw it. So he's the new Karate Kid. So we all know that Cobra Kai on Netflix is ending with season 6. So they're wrapping everything up with the season 6. So, which is kind of sad because like when you like something so much, you want to keep it going, but at the same time, you don't want it to burn out and like overstay its welcome. So I'm kind of digging the 6th season. Although like last season, they could have ended it and I would have been fine with it because everything kind of, you know, gelled together. You know, there was a few things left open and stuff like that. But if they said, hey, we're not coming back, I would have been totally fine with that. So now we got the Sony movie, which is going to combine the universe of the original Karate Kid movies with Ralph Macchio and the reboot that Jackie Chan and Jaden Smith did, which I find is kind of interesting. So you're going to have both Ralph Macchio's Daniel LaRusso and Jackie Chan's character in the reboot, and they're both going to be in the same movie with Ben Wang. So that's kind of cool. Like, so like they're combining the universes on that aspect, you know. But I mean, I haven't really given the new Karate Kid movie much thought, even when they announced that Ralph Macchio and Ralph Macchio and Jackie Chan. Sorry, I kind of went blank there for a second. My shoulder is kind of screaming at me right now. It's like, I told my oldest daughter, I said, can I just chop this off and give me a Winter Soldier arm? Can you just like take it off and just like and put this metallic badass looking arm on? I will totally take that and I would just run with it. So. All right, so yeah, so Ben Wang, yay! I mean, but here's the other thing I'm interested in. Check this crap out, if you will. This kid, now we all know Ralph Macchio and Jane Smith had no martial arts experience prior to them being cast. This kid, though, or I mean, I don't know how old he is. Like I said, I don't know who he is. I never saw the series or anything, but he's an avid martial artist. He's trained in many different disciplines. Let me find him. Oh, here we are. Yeah. So he's got karate, Wing Chun, Kung Fu, Gumdo, Kempo, Taekwondo. So this kid is trained. So we're actually going to get a trained martial arts actor, which is kind of cool, to actually play the Karate Kid. There you go. And that's kind of cool right there. I mean, so he's actually going to be a Karate Kid. But here's the thing though, they're gonna have to make him look stupid probably at first, you know, because like he's not gonna know karate, I'm assuming, or maybe he will know some karate, but then he doesn't know karate good enough, and then you know, then Macchio and Chan team up, and like you don't get one Mr. Miyagi, you get two Mr. Miyagis in this one. So, all right, Wolverine is talking again. He's saying it is actually going to be the karate this time around, though. Okay. True. Well, it's not a real well-known. I mean, I don't know a lot about it. My style was American Kempo. I got a 3rd degree black belt in Ed Parker style American Kempo. So that's what I trained in. I did a little bit of Taekwondo, but was, you know, besides the kicking aspect of it, wasn't really into it. So when I got into Kempo, that was badass. And then I even started to do the Kempo 5.0 that Jeff Speakman started up, but haven't really been able to do a lot with it because I've only been doing it from the DVDs and stuff like that. But I did get a 3rd degree black belt through Ed Parker Kempo. But yeah, so I mean, it just sounds like they're padding his stats at this point. It's like, yeah, he's trained in Kung Fu, Karate, Kempo, Jiu-Jitsu. I mean, it's like, okay, we get it. The kid knows what he's doing. All right, so congratulations, everybody. All right, so what else we got going here? So this is kind of cool that I'm able to show you my new website. And please visit the website. That would be super awesome because you know, the more people visit it, you know, I'll actually start making some money off of this stuff. Oh, let's check this out. Here's something pretty cool, which kind of ties into Godzilla versus Kong. We got Millie Bobby Brown, who unfortunately isn't in it, but probably the reason why is because she was in, or she's going to be in Netflix's Damsel, which is kind of a cool thing because it's called Damsel, but she's anything but, you know, a damsel in distress. Oops, sorry, I just shook my laptop. So it's she's gonna be a princess, but the thing is, she's marrying the prince that she's marrying it's not Prince Charming, and the royal family is nothing good. So here's what we're gonna do. So let's check out the trailer for it, and then we'll talk a little bit about Damsel after.
I have made a match. A prince. We need this. Your people need you.
I need you to listen to me now. I don't trust them. They may be royalty, but that doesn't make them good people.
Your hand, child.
Close your eyes. I've got you.
I like this part. That's just cold right there. It's like, yeah, that's something a wife doesn't want her new husband to do. And I love dragons, by the way. So anytime you put a dragon in and make it look good, I love it.
Elodie, you join a long line of women who have helped to build this kingdom. It is this sacrifice we commemorate every generation, a tradition going back centuries, a legacy of honor and duty you now inherit.
I mean, good visuals. I mean, of course, it's CGI. Again, this is probably a movie that should have been in the theater.
For every innocent woman whose life was stolen.
And I'm all for chicks being badass. Why not?
Seize her.
You know nothing of our story.
You got Robin White in it. She's so hot, even at her age.
This is the end of your story.
And the dragon looks kick-ass. Yeah. I mean, looks pretty good. But, I mean, yeah. I mean, it March 8th. Yes, it's PG-13, unfortunately. Wolverine 626 says he's not fond of the raining. Yep, I get it. But you know, it could still get pretty gritty. Who knows? I mean, but I'm still gonna watch. Like I said, I love, you know, and Millie Bobby Brown, she's hot, you know, so it's nothing like a hot chick grabbing a sword and getting dirty, you know. So that you know, sign me up. So yeah, so that looks pretty interesting. Again, a movie I never really thought about. I mean, I shared the first teaser, and then now I shared the second full trailer. I mean, you know, it's going to Netflix. Yay! $5, she makes friends with the dragon and lays waste. Oh, yeah, I hope she's riding it at the end. Get on top of that bad boy. Freaking burn the place to the ground. I'll freaking watch that every day and twice on Sunday. So yeah, so there we go. That's Damsel. So that's probably why Millie Bobby Brown isn't in the new Godzilla Kong movie, because she was doing this movie, which is fine. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, she was okay in those movies, so it's not like, I don't think she's going to be severely missed, like, at all. So, yeah, so there you go. So that's the biggest stuff happening. So biggest thing I wanted to do today was kind of introduce you to the new Action-Flix.com. And again, make sure you visit it. So again, so let me just go through, and give you another. So I love it. I think I'm actually happy with this now. I think I'm actually going to keep it. I mean, it's got the animation I've been looking for, something like this where, it's not static all the time. You get the pictures changing like that, you see. And not only that, but then you go down here and then, you got Essential Atkins, because one of the greatest action stars today deserves his own category. I'm just saying. I mean, I should probably make one for Iko Uwais too, and Jason Statham, and who knows? Maybe I will. But yeah, so you got that. You got his review for One More Shot, so it's all there, kind of looking cool and everything. So yeah, really proud of that. Like I said, I've had a lot of time to work on it. Like I said, I'm by myself now. Aside from having my daughters, I'm just keeping busy doing this. And now that I'm incapacitated. Like I said, I get my MRI next week, so they're going to be like, yeah, we're going to open you back up. I'm like, yeah, it's another 6 to 8 weeks of recovery. Can't wait. But what are you going to do? So that's besides. So I'm trying to stay positive. So what do we got? So we got Fantastic Forecast revealed. Yes. So that's the biggest thing. We got the new Godzilla Kong trailer. Let me bring up Wolverine was saying something else. And yes, he says, I have no issues with the posters. I'm just commenting on their visual style. Yeah, okay. That's fine. I mean, but like I was saying, though, I think that Gyllenhaal's pays homage to Swayze's. And I think that they're actually showing the remake. The remake is showing the original a lot of respect. They're like, hey, okay, we did the powers that be wanted this movie made, so we're going to do our best to pay homage to the original because we're fans of it. We don't want to replace it. We just want to do something different and bring it into a new generation and everything. And I'm all for it. And if it kicks ass, then, there you go. That's all I'm going to say on it. And I will, again, if I review the movie and I give it 3.5 or 4, I'll defend it, and I always say, if you don't agree with something, come on the show. I will defend myself night and day. I have no problem talking to anybody, and and I love everybody's opinions, but just the only time I get mad is when somebody has an opinion, but then comes at me and says that I don't know what I'm talking about. Listen, I never say that somebody doesn't know what they're talking about. I might not agree with you. I might not, see it the way that you do, but I would never attack you and say, hey, you're an idiot. You're an asshole. Get out of here. It's like, I would never do that. So when people start doing that, that's where I'm like, oh, wait a second. This is, let's not hide behind our computers and everything. Like, I'm not hiding. I'm right here in plain sight, So it's like that's what I'm going to say on that. So, yeah. So again, I think I finally got it the way I want it to look. A couple other things real quick. So again, I got the Action-Flix live podcast I did last week with the great Chad Michael Collins. We talked for just about an hour, all kinds of good things. Let's get a little insert on that.
Many scenes with him, and I got to meet him and talk to him over some dinners and just seeing him in passing on set, but I didn't really get to work with him. Many of those scenes where you're He's on the phone having conversations, you're not there with the actor.
Right, exactly.
Record that.
You're not really
visually, and you're not there that day, and then you just kind of pick it up. When they can move locations and get your end of the conversation. So, working with Dennis in Rogue Mission and Grit has just been a real pleasure because I've gotten to know him and really appreciate him. He's really, really a cool dude and very intelligent. And he just looks the part, and the voice alone sells it. But he's a big, intimidating man. He feels like a colonel.
So there you go. Yeah. So that was my exclusive interview with Chad Michael Collins. I can't thank Chad enough. Like I said, we talked about it in the interview, how he was the second interview that I ever did for Action-Flix.com. I started this website about 9 years ago. So it's about as old as my daughter is. My daughter, Bailey, she's 8. She's going to be 9 in May this year. So yeah, so it's about as old as my daughter is. And Chad Law, the great producer writer who's written so many great action films, who actually has Lights Out, which is going to tie into what I'm going to be talking about here in a minute. I interviewed him first, and then Chad Michael Collins was my second. So I got two Chads back to back, so he was my second interview. And since then, I have interviewed him like 5 or 6 times, whether it be through print or now through the podcast. Always takes the time to help me out, promotes me, because, and like I said, and I just want to say, here's the kind of person Chad Michael Collins is. He was like, yeah, I can give you about a half an hour. I'm like, great, half an hour. Because a lot of times when you do a lot of interviews that are set up by PR people, they're like, we'll give you 10 minutes. I'm like, great. And a lot of times, like after 8 minutes, they're cutting you off. It's like, I haven't even gotten to my second question yet. But that's besides the point. I say that a lot, but that's besides the point. So, but Chad's like, yeah, I'll give you a half an hour. Okay, so then we get on line with each other before the interview starts. He's like, I think I could get you about 45 minutes. I'm like, great. And then he ends up giving me like 57 minutes. That's the kind of guy that Chad Michael Collins is. The great Brandon Beckett from the Sniper franchise. Who would have known that when he took it over that we'd still be talking about it? And I love how they've revamped it. Like I told him in the interview, I was not a fan of Rogue Mission at first, but it grew on me. So, yeah, so there you go. So what do you, the guy is awesome. What can I say? He is just freaking awesome. All right, other things. We got Lights Out. Comes out this Friday on basically digital. I mean, it's going to be in some select theaters, but it never plays where I'm at. So this is my review for it that I did on the Action-Flix podcast. So that's a big thing, and I liked it. And here's the thing. I'm not going to say who, but there's another gentleman on another website. This guy doesn't like any movies at all, like none. I've never seen this guy like a movie. Every movie, and I tend not to read other people's reviews because unless I read my friend Owen Frill from the Action League, I read his reviews because we're friends and I enjoy his company and everything. But yeah, like this other guy, I just read him just because I can. It's like when I start reading the article, I'm gonna be like, all right, he gave it a 4 out of 10. And like sometimes I'm right, sometimes I'm wrong. But yeah. So again, he reviewed this movie and totally lambasted it. Oh my God. He couldn't say, basically said Frank Grillo was good in it, but other than that, the movie sucked. Well, and again, it's a direct-to-video action movie. But I look at it like that. Like this movie didn't have like the huge budget, but for what they did, I had complaints with it. One, Scott Adkins was in it for like 7 minutes. Ish, if you think about it, maybe 10. Can we go? I'm gonna have to time it. But yeah, and then like I said, it's not a spoiler alert because it's in the trailer and he gets riddled with bullets. But then yeah, and then the fights were short. Like most of the fights. I mean, he has a fight with MMA fighter Cowboy Cerrone, which was probably the most decent one. But other than that, like he hits the guy 3-4 times and the guy's on the ground bleeding. But which was kind of cool. It was kind of like Lionheart where he punches the guy in the nuts and the guy falls over. But it was like that 3 or 4 times. So yeah, so I had issues with it, but I still enjoyed it for what it was. I mean, it was a throwback style action thriller with 2 great stars, Grillo, who's in the movie all the way, and then Adkins. And I said Adkins was probably only able to be on set, for so long because he's filming like 8,000 movies at the same time. So yeah, so that's the other big thing that's coming out. All right, what we got now? Wolverine saying, "Oh, a new Stallone project announced, heading back to Philadelphia for the Epiphany." Oh, well, there you go. Breaking news. Now I'm gonna have to go back and check that out once I get off. Well, let's go. Let's see. Let's see if I can find this real quick. Hang on. Bear with me. Gonna try to find to see if Stallone. All right, here we go. I'm gonna read Deadline. Sylvester Stallone returning to the wintry streets of Philadelphia in crime thriller The Epiphany. Okay. All right. Screen icon Sylvester Stallone, Rocky Creed is set to return to the wintry streets of Philadelphia in The Epiphany. The movie, which is being launched at the European film market this week, is about a hard-nosed, soon-to-retire police detective played by Stallone who must team up with a younger cop and former priest to stop a serial killer on a murderous crusade through the wintry streets of Philadelphia. I like it. Yes. Sign me the frick up. I love it. Stallone is a hard-nosed, hard-edged older cop, and then we got who's going to play the younger cop? Does it say? I didn't. No, it does not. Nope. So we're gonna have to find out who's going to play the younger cop. So I'm thinking Ryan Gosling, maybe. I would take that. That would be cool. Yeah, so there you go. Breaking news. Curtis, thank you, Wolverine626 for that. So now I'm gonna have to make an article about that when I get off there. God damn it. I thought I was almost I got some time yet though before I pick my daughter up from school. So yeah. So breaking news, the Epiphany with Sylvester Stallone, where he's going back to Philadelphia, Rocky style and Creed style, but this time he's gonna play a veteran cop after a serial killer. I like the things that he's doing. Just don't do the Expendables unless don't be in the movie unless you're going to be in the movie still. That's all I'm going to say. I think that we've seen the last of that franchise, and I enjoyed the last one. Again, sue me. It had its issues. God knows. Oh my God, did it have its issues. But if you're looking at it from the standpoint of a Statham action flick, because he totally took the film over, and him and Tony Jaa kicking ass together was cool to see. Because if you notice, I put in my review that him and Tony Jaa were supposed to do an action movie called High Value Target, where they were supposed to descend onto a ship and take out a high value target. So this was kind of like that. So it's kind of like they took what they were supposed to do in that movie that never came to fruition and put it into that movie. So that I liked about it. So. But I'm going off tangent. All right. So, yeah. So Stallone's back with the Epiphany, which is being launched. He says, Expendables 4 is still a better flick than yes, Escape Plan 2. Although I enjoyed Escape Plan 2. It was kind of weird. I mean, but there was martial arts in it and stuff. And the Extractors was pretty good, too. I mean, you had Max Zane fighting Daniel Bernhardt, and... you had Stallone, who was actually in it more, So, I mean, they were what they were. They were made by a Chinese production company, and Stallone was there for name recognition and all that stuff. But yes, Expendables 4 was better than that. And I have Expendables 4. I bought the complete set now, so I got them all, in the steelbook that Walmart put out. So, yeah, so I got that now. So, yeah, so there you go. So, please check out my website at Action-Flix.com. It's brand new. It's new and improved. I'm digging it. I am digging it. I think I'm actually happy with it. Like I said, you got the animation. Look, there's the bad boys right there, and it actually looks like a solid website that I can be proud of after 9 years. I'm doing a podcast and all kinds of good stuff. So there you go. There's Jake. Pondering, as Wolverine66 said. Okay, let me do a little advertising. Tonight on Owen Friel, the Action Elite, live, the War Room, we're doing Masters of the Universe, the great canon films, Masters of the Universe adaptation starring the great Dolph Lundgren and Frank Langella. As we all know, which was supposed to spawn a sequel, which was scrapped. And the Spider-Man movie that Canon scrapped, and that's how we got Cyborg with Jean-Claude Van Damme, which I'm sure we'll talk about. So I'm going to be on his show tonight talking about that. So that's tonight at 8 o'clock Eastern time, 7 o'clock Central if you're like me, if you're in the Central time zone. So as I shake the camera again, keep bumping my laptop. So yeah, so super excited. Like I said, I'm just keeping the site up here because I just love how it looks. I'm digging the look and everything. I'm digging what I'm doing with the podcast. I hope you're digging it. So a lot of good stuff coming up. So that's the Action-Flix weekly intel for today. I am going to go now write an article about Sylvester Stallone starring in the Epiphany, which he plays a hard-nosed veteran cop who teams up with a younger, more brash rookie. Bewitched reboot. Yay. Why not? I never watched Bewitched. I couldn't tell you about that. Never saw 1 second of Bewitched a day in my life. but yeah. Did we need a Roadhouse reimagining? No, but we have it. So I'm going to check it out. And like I said, it looks solid. Again, I'm allowed to love the first one and like this one. It's not like I'm going to put in my review, yeah, this is better than the original. I'm not going to say that. I wouldn't be any self-respecting action film blogger if I said that. Although there might be some people who might. People from this generation might watch this one and then, go back and watch the original, which was made in the 80s, which is, politically incorrect, and be like, this one was so much better. Hey, opinions are like assholes, everybody. What can I say? All right, so there you go. We're all done for today. I'm going to hang up, and I'm going to do an article about Sylvester Stallone, and I'm going to go pick my daughter up from school and hang out with her for the rest of the day. And then tonight, I'm going to be on the Action Elite, the War Room, with Masters of the Universe, with Owen, J-Man, and everybody that's going to be on tonight. Super excited to talk about that one, because once again, saw that in the movie theaters when it first came out. All these... I'm 51. So like all these movies, that we're talking about, these retro movies, I have had the opportunity to see on the big screen because I was around when these movies, God loved the 80s, when these types of movies were in the movies, big screen, like religiously. It's only been like, this newer generation where it's like it's been hard. Now we got The Beekeeper made money, so hopefully we'll get more hard R-rated action movies coming out in the future. So there you go. I got nothing else to say, so I'm going to hang up now, like I said before, and I'm going to let you guys to the rest of your day. Hope you have a good rest of the day. Check me out tonight on the Action Elite Live, talking about Masters of the Universe. And if you haven't seen the Godzilla Kong trailer, check it out. And as above all, like and subscribe. Let me get my banners up here. Don't forget to like and subscribe my YouTube channel. So like the video, subscribe to my channel. You get constant updates when I do the Action-Flix podcast, the weekly intel, and put new trailers up and all kinds of stuff. Donations accepted. Yes, like I said, I'm not too proud, especially in today's times. It costs money, so I'm trying to do the best I can with what I got. So there you go. All right. I hope everybody is having fun with my podcast. Like I said, I'm enjoying doing them. It's like therapy for me. Like I said, everything that's happened to me in the last couple months and everything, this has been keeping me going. My daughters have kept me going. Yeah, they're the biggest thing. But yeah, this is right there too, talking to you guys and talking action and having a good time and reporting live from my bedroom. Which again, this is a work in progress. I really haven't done any setup to my apartment. I've hung some stuff up and that's been about it. You can see in the back here, you got Snake Eyes, my little Snake Eyes Storm Shadow shrine I got going, which is kind of cool. So yeah, so there you go. All right, so now I'm definitely going to hang up. So until then, lock and load. We are tacking up, and we're going to be talking about action. Let me get some more gifts. Oh, here we go. Here's a good one. Yeah, there's Scott kicking ass from One More Shot. Here we go. There's Jason from The Beekeeper. Oh, and here's a good one. That's where he fights the South African mercenary. That was a good one, too. Love it. All right. So until next time, everybody, support action, support independent action cinema. God knows they need it. And always comment. Let me know about stuff you want to see on future Action-Flix podcast posts, podcasts and stuff, or anything in, like if on the website, stuff you want to see on the website, like older movies, stuff like that, stuff I haven't seen. Check out the new Action-Flix. I'm going to plug it one more time because why the hell not? It's my website and my podcast, so I'm going to plug it. So I hope you guys enjoy it. Let me know what you think of it. Hope you're enjoying it just as much as I enjoyed making it. All right. So good day, everybody. And like I said, make sure you check me out tonight on Owen's The Action Elite Live, talking about Masters of the Universe. All right. Have a good day, everybody.